Hello, my fellow Americans. It is November 7th, 2024, and this is A Quiet Rage. Obviously, the election just happened a couple of days ago. It was an unexpected result for many of us, at least for me. If you voted for Trump, I don't know why you're here. I don't know why you're watching this channel. You're welcome to stay, obviously, but I'm not going to have anything nice to say about you. If you're trying to figure out why people like me are so affected by the result of this election, by all means, hang around. You'll find out. But that's all I have to say to you on this particular episode. If you voted for a third party as a protest vote, or because that's actually what if you want a third party and you were trying to make a statement, I'm gonna have things to say to you later. I've got some thoughts, certainly. But if you voted for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz like I did, and you wanted to and you're too young, or if you messed up your ballot somehow, I've done that in the past. Anyway, if Harris and Walz are who you wanted to win, like me, then tonight's episode is for you. It's for us. A lot of us, I think, are in mourning. A lot of us, I think, did not expect this to happen. Like I said, this was an unexpected result for us. I thought we'd learned our lesson. I really did. I don't understand. And some of you, I'm sure, cried. I nearly did. Actually, yesterday on the 6th. And I'll tell that story. There's more to that story. I'll tell that later in another episode, probably. I will tell you that I had the final t-ball game. I coach t-ball. Even though I don't have any kids, I love baseball, and I had terrible coaches, or I should say I had coaches that didn't know how to coach me when I was in Little League. This applies. Give me a minute. So after I got out of the Navy, after I retired, after 20 years in the Navy, I decided now I have free time, now I can actually do this, and I decided to coach t-ball. Little League, I volunteered for Little League, and t-ball is where they put me. That's where the greatest need generally is. And at the end of the game, we all do, hands in, and we're the Wolves. And so we do hands in at the end of the game, after we give out the game ball, and I say a little, hey, how you feeling? Good job today. See you next practice, next game, whatever. We do hands in. We're the Wolves. So we did Wolves howl on 3, 1, 2, 3, ow! And it's adorable. And I had to stop myself from apologizing to these children, because these are 4, 5, and 6-year-olds that are going to be 8, 9, and 10 when the next presidential election is scheduled to take place. That's all we can say right now. And people are going to say we're crying wolf. People are going to say, that'll never happen. You're being overly dramatic. Well, what did they say back in 2016 when we said this guy's not got it? This guy's not going to be good for our country. This guy's got some serious issues. What did they say? Well, you're being dramatic. He's not going to overturn Roe v. Wade. We said that's a possibility, and people thought we were hysterical. I know I've had a lot of conversations with my dad, and we both expressed the sentiment, and other people as well. And when Trump won in 2016, I and others I've spoken to, and maybe some of you as well, thought, this is not who I wanted. This is not ideal. But surely, after he's been in office for a little while, and he's had the first few security briefings wherein he learns what the actual awesome responsibility. I don't want to say power. I want to say it's a responsibility when you are an elected official. Certainly you have power, but it is a responsibility. Some of us thought, the weight of it all will land on him mentally, and he will gain an understanding of, no, this job is important. It's not just, and it's difficult, and it needs to be done by a person of sober judgment and reasoned responses and reasoned arguments and reasoned reasons. Not a person who is petty and responds to criticism with attacks, counterattacks. Anyway, that obviously didn't happen. And we on the left, we said many things, and we were proven right about many of them, about how it was going to turn out. And it turned out actually worse than I think a lot of us expected, and we narrowly avoided tragedy. I mean, real country-ending tragedy. It was obviously January 6th was tragic for many people. It could have been tragic for all of us. Anyway, here we are again. And if you're like me, pardon me, but I will be swearing during these episodes. But pardon me, what the fuck? How did we not learn our lesson? How are we here again? And we're in mourning. And that comes with sorrow. That comes with pain. That comes with disbelief. The steps of mourning, they're all there. And those feelings are real, those feelings are valid, those feelings are sadly justified, because I don't have to list for you the number of ways I lay awake the last 2 nights trying to fall asleep. Couldn't turn my brain off thinking of, well, I'm probably going to withdraw from NATO. There goes Ukraine. What's going to happen in Taiwan? I mean, if you're a trans person, he promised, Trump did, that he was going to have the federal government remove any reference to anything but male or female assigned at birth gender from all government documents. So he wants to erase our fellow Americans. people that I know, I've got a couple of friends that are trans. He's going to erase them. He's going to make it so that, I mean, not physically, but from government documents, they will be erased. And there will be wacko people on his side that look up to him in his cult that will take that as justification to do terrible things to our trans friends. And that's just, I'm not going to give you the full list because I don't have time for that, but there are many terrible things that we know he's going to try and do, and we might be able to stop him for some. As far as I know, the makeup of the House is not decided yet. There's still some votes being counted, I guess. He's got the Senate. He's got a conservative majority in the Supreme Court. He's going to have the White House. There's a good chance he'll nominate 2 more justices. And that's fucking terrifying. That's terrifying. So I'm gonna, keeping with being a coach, we lost big on Tuesday. We lost real big in a lot of ways. And that hurts, and we have to sit with that. We lost in what appears to be a fair election. I have to believe that Kamala wouldn't have conceded the way she did if there were genuine irregularities to be investigated. So we lost. Fair and square. It sucks. It hurts. It feels like we shouldn't, but we did. We lost. And that hurts a lot. We're going to have to sit with that. And we can't stay there, though. So, as your coach, I'm going to tell you and me, all of us that wanted Harrison Walz to win, sit with that. We got a week. You got a week to mourn this loss, to feel it, to internalize it, to come to terms with it. And I'm not going to, I hate cliches, but I'm going to use this one anyway. Depression is just anger without ambition or direction. So Wednesday morning next week, we need to wake up and start to put the sadness and the pain behind us. And we need to knuckle up and not. Maybe that's the wrong term to use. We need to prepare ourselves. We need to get to work because we've got a midterm election in 2 years. And we've got school board elections, and we've got mayoral races, and there's going to be a special Senate or special congressional elections here and there. People retire, people, leave the Congress for whatever reason. We've got state elections, we've got state houses that we have to be concerned about. So Wednesday morning, we're going to wake up, all of us, and we're going to, if we don't already have a plan, we're going to start making a plan. And we're going to move with purpose and patriotism And I will remind anyone still listening from the right, if you're still here, which I doubt, dissent is patriotic. You just did it for the last 4 years. Now I guess it's our turn again. But we're going to have a plan. My plan is to have another episode ready for you Wednesday, Thursday of next week. And in the time from now until then, I'm going to be researching organizations that I want to let you know about that are going to be doing the good work, the patriotic work, to keep America democratic, small d democratic. And they're going to tell us that we're hysterical, that it's not going to be that bad. You and I know better. It is going to be that bad. But we got to have a plan, and we got to support organizations and groups and people that are doing the good work. For now, between now and Wednesday morning, find your people, find your support group if you don't already have one. If you already know of an organization that's doing good work, go ahead and put it in the comments, and I'll take a look at them, and I'll shout those out if I agree with you. If I think they're deserving of getting shouted out, they'll get included in next week's episode. I plan to make this a thing. I named this a quiet rage because I think that's what we need to have. We need to have resolve and not depression, but anger and rage that we don't use for violence, but we use to do good, to fight fascism. We're gonna have to fight fascism starting January 20th. We're gonna have to fight fascism in this country again. Anyway, this episode's already a little longer than I wanted it to be, but I think I said everything I wanted to say. Take this time. Find your people. Gather with your people. Feel the pain. It's real, and it hurts, but we're going to make it useful. So keep that quiet rage, and I'll see you next week. Good night, America.